Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about long distance relationships. It's a topic that one of you guys recommended, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people will be, kind of wondering my thoughts and advice on this. To start, I just wanted to say, give me some feedback on this. If you don't like how the video's set up or how the screen recording's going, let me know. I'm open to all advice. When long distance relationships are in play, a lot of people, either were in a relationship that turned long distance, or they simply just met someone online that happens to be across the country, in another state. And, both are equally as bad as each other. Not as bad, but, equal struggles. So no matter what situation you're in, kind of take all this advice the same. Doesn't matter when you guys met, how you met, where you met. This advice applies to all. The first thing I want to touch on is you have time to be independent in a long-term relationship. And I know that kind of is contradictory to an actual relationship because you're in a relationship to be with another person. But you now have more time to work on yourself. You have more time to, build yourself up, learn skills, physically build yourself, go to the gym, focus on your health, mental health. And instead of dedicating that time to the other person, the relationship, you now have more time to dedicate it to the health and building yourself. And I'm not saying you dedicate time to one thing or another, it's two different things, the relationship and yourself. But instead of physically using time to go out to eat or talk to that person, you can now spend it even more on physical health, mental health, stuff like that. So you have more time to be independent. And a lot of people will work out or, learn new skills for the other person to impress them, to, keep them involved or impressed, whatever. That is not the reason you should be working on yourself. It's great to, impress that person and keep them interested and, make them more attracted to you, but as soon as you lose that person, or if you lose that person, you will lose yourself too. If you're doing everything in your life strictly for the other person to impress them, you will become so attached to them, so like a part of their life. And once you lose that person, you'll lose yourself. You get so attached to them, and once they start changing or they act a little different, you notice it, you're going to get upset with them. You're going to be like, whoa, why are you changing? You don't want that change. It's weird to you. It's new to you. And that is where you begin to lose yourself. You should begin to work on yourself for you, not for them. You can use them as motivation to work on yourself, but at the end of the day, you have to better yourself for you, not them. Another thing is that you can actually build a deeper connection in a long-term relationship than others. And what I mean by that is you guys are going through a much harder process than just an average normal relationship. You guys are not able to see each other physically, can't talk to each other all the time, and a lot of relationships don't have to go through that. And there's something, beautiful in saying you guys did it. You guys fought together. You guys made it work when a lot of people can't. And that will help you later on in your relationship. Okay? Another problem arises after you guys got over that long distance phase. You're living together now. You're married, whatever. Another problem arises. You know that you guys can do it. You can get over it. Because I think being long distance and being separated for the longest period of time is the hardest problem to overcome in a relationship. So if you guys can make that work, you guys know you are in a strong relationship, a strong couple. And that builds a very deep connection, a lot of trust within yourselves, a lot of confidence within yourselves. So kind of go into this with an open mindset. Realize that this isn't a negative thing, being separated all the time. It can also be a very positive thing for both of you. The next thing is it's hard to not worry about them or build trust within them, because you really just can't see or hear or be with them. You don't know what they're doing on a daily basis all the time. They could be lying to your face and you'll never know. And that is a very hard thing to think about, a very hard thing to deal with. But, it's hard to not worry about them. But that's the kind of the gamble, the risk you're taking in the relationship. But if you become so caught up on what they could be doing, you're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose that relationship. It's about trust. And it's even harder in a long-term relationship, long-distance relationship, compared to a normal one. You can't see what they're doing. They could be lying to your face. A lot of people can easily lie in a text, But that's the gamble you're taking. If you truly care and you truly love this person, you'll think that gamble's worth it. You think the risk is worth it. You'll build that trust in them. And I know it'll always be a little small thought in the back of your mind that they could be lying to you, but you need to focus on different things. Focus on the future. Focus on you guys making it actually work. Not immediately thinking that they're cheating on you. Immediately thinking that they're lying to you. You can't think of that way. Think of the positives first before you think of the negatives. Another thing is that it's 50-50. If you really want long distance to work, it has to be 50-50. You guys have to have your goals, what you want in a relationship laid out right, like, as soon as you get in the relationship. You guys have to put in the same amount of effort, talk, same 50-50. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that, but you guys have to communicate with each other. Not one more than the other. Not one show more effort by FaceTiming or making plans all the time. It has to be 50-50. This is important in all relationships, but it's even more important in long distance, because you guys are going to be overthinking way more than you would in a normal relationship. And if you see that in your eyes it's not 50-50, you're going to struggle. You're going to question it. So you guys need to clearly lay out that it's a 50-50 thing and that both sides have to put in effort. You need to talk to each other and make sure that you both understand that. Another topic is that you have to be patient with waiting. A lot of relationships are kind of in the moment. Oh my God, I gotta see my girlfriend today, or I gotta talk to my boyfriend, whatever it may be. Long distance, you don't get to do that. You kind of question when you're going to see each other next. And that's a hard thing, it's not really, doesn't seem like a relationship. Relationships are being with another person. That's what a lot of people view relationships as. But not long distance, you guys don't get to be together all the time. So you have to be patient with waiting. And you may think it's hard to wait or that you can't wait, but you have proof in your life that you do wait for things. You go to school for 4 years, you go to high school for 4 years. That first year, 4 more years of this, you question if you're going to be able to do it. You have to wait for that graduation. You have to wait for that diploma. But you did. You did your homework. You went to school every day because you waited for that diploma. If everything was short-term, success, and you could get everything you want tomorrow, there'd be no value, no purpose sort of in life, in anything. There's something beautiful in kind of just waiting and, just working it all out. So be patient with waiting. Another thing is to help is to focus on the positives, not the negatives. I already kind of talked about this, but again, you can build so much, and there we go. You can build yourself up so much. It's crazy, and I know it's kind of bad to dedicate more time to your health and your own well-being compared to another person, but you have time now. In a normal relationship, you might not have that time. So the way you may view long distance as a negative or not as easy as a normal relationship, other people may view that long distance relationships are easier because you can work on yourself more, you have more independency. So focus on that aspect of it. Focus on how you could be, working on yourself more, because you're not always going to have this time. Just always focus on the positives. Focus that you guys are both working together, you guys are both being strong, and that you both can actually do this. And one thing that can really help with that is to talk about the future with your significant other. Talk about when you guys are done with college. Talk about when you guys finally move in with each other. It gives you guys more comfort, more security in each other, because you both want these long-term goals. You want to eventually, move in with this person. You want to get married. You want to have kids, whatever it may be. It shows that you guys both care about doing this long-term, that you guys truly care for each other. It also gives you more comfort, more motivation to keep going, because you dream of this perfect future with them. You really want it. Okay, I want to move into a house with my significant other. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to, work as hard as I can to do that with this person. It gives you more motivation and will to keep going, not only in the relationship, but in life. So talk about the future with your significant other. Will help you guys a lot. And when it comes to actually seeing each other in person, and again, it doesn't matter how often or if it even happens, but if it does, you have to make the most, of seeing each other in person. And, you guys don't get to see each other physically very often at all. And an easy thing to kind of do is find an activity that you guys both enjoy. A date night, movie night, doing chores together, something that you both can actively work on and kind of, collaborate on. It builds not only more, comfort in the relationship, but it's much more enjoyable. You guys are both having fun, both working on something together. A relationship is you guys being together, so do things together, okay? It's nice to just sit on a couch, relax all day type of night, but when you do that every time, it's going to get boring. Go out, go get a nice dinner, go watch a movie, maybe find a hobby, a sport, something you guys can both actively work on when you see each other in person. Another thing is that no physical touch is hard in a long distance relationship, and that's obviously what people struggle with most, is not physically being able to be next to those people. So be affectionate when you guys are with each other. I'm not saying you guys have to do all that crazy stuff every single time, but don't be afraid to hug, kiss, cuddle, whatever, when you guys are with each other. Sorry, struggling with typing. Again, that's what is missing in a long-distance relationship, is that physical aspect. Now, you guys shouldn't rely on, that physical part of it when you're in person. You shouldn't always have to be hugging them or kissing them when you're in person. But make sure you guys are, taking action in that stuff. It's important. It brings people together. It's been scientifically proven that, physical intimacy can build a relationship stronger. So don't be afraid to do that stuff in person. You should not rely on that, though. When you rely on, hugging, kissing in person, you're going to have withdrawals when you're not with them. You're going to question if you can go, another month, another year without that stuff. It should not be the sole reason why you guys are meeting in person, is just a hug and kiss, whatever. It should be for multiple reasons. Another important thing is don't wait to discuss, serious topics in person. If you wait to discuss these serious topics in person, such as, you're not happy with the relationship, or, you have a job offer, whatever it may be, something, serious. If you wait to talk to that person in person and have those conversations, you're going to put off your feelings for so long. If you're unhappy with a relationship the first day of the month and you wait next month, those feelings are going to build up and become so strong, so negative within that time frame before you see them. It'd be so much easier to just discuss your feelings, those serious topics, with that person over the phone. Again, I know in person makes things seem more, serious, more, professional, but some things you just need to get off your chest, such as being unhappy in a relationship. So don't be afraid and don't wait to discuss those things in person. Just give them a call, dedicate some time to a conversation with them. Another thing that will kind of get you guys further and, motivation to keep going is give them a gift or a sweatshirt, something that can remind them of you. So when you go see them in person, sorry, I'm trying to think and type, it's kind of hard. Leave a sweatshirt at their house. Get them a gift, get them flowers, and I know that stuff isn't permanent, it's not physically you, but it reminds them of you. The flowers that they can watch and look at every day, hey, my boyfriend got them for me. Or the sweatshirt that they can wear, it kind of smells like my boyfriend. Kind of just leave these little gifts for them. It'll keep them going. It'll, hey, I remember when he came and visited me and left a sweatshirt. That was a really good time. It builds more comfort. It builds more, love in the relationship. And that's just a small act. Bring them flowers, leave a sweatshirt when you see them. I'm sure we can all sacrifice a sweatshirt or two. It doesn't have to be a sweatshirt either. It can just simply be something that reminds them of you. A simple toy, whatever it may be. And again, use technology. You have, the greatest invention at your fingertips, or you more than likely do, and so do they. Use that technology. I spelled that wrong, I'm sorry. Use phone calls. Use Zoom. Use Snapchat to send pictures of each other so you can see each other. Talk on the phone at the end of the day. Go over what you did today. Or send them videos of what you're doing during the day. Something to just, check up in on each other. You can call them. You can FaceTime them. Dedicate some special time. Okay, hey, we're going to FaceTime at 8 p.m. tonight when we're done with all of our activities. And they're like, okay. And you have that event to look forward to at the end of each day. It's kind of like seeing each other when you get home from work, except this time you're just on the phone. And I know it's not the same, but having these dedicated times to another person is vital to keeping that relationship going. Use that technology to your advantage, and it will work out. You have to be confident in each other. You have to be confident within yourself. And again, focus. If I could, highlight one thing, it would to be focused on the positives, not the negatives. If you live a negative mindset life and only think about what could be going wrong, you're going to get in your own head. You're going to overthink so much. You're going to let your feelings run your world. Focus on the positives. Focus on the future. That's pretty much all I got, guys. I wish I could give you a little more. I haven't personally been in a long-distance relationship myself, but you have to have confidence in yourself, and you guys can do it. Again, I hope you liked this video. Give me some feedback. I'd appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.